This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as factual. This is all my astrological opinion. Please enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another celebrity astrological reading. I know it's been a minute. I know, my apologies, but I have been having a lot of personal stuff going on. Nothing to worry about. Everything's been good. So I haven't been able to record my celebrity readings, though I have a list of people that I want to get to. So I'm going to get back into the routine of recording my celebrity videos. And today we are going to do a celebrity video on someone whom I find quite interesting. And I know, Sonia, you always pick people that you find interesting. Well, it's my channel and I can do what I want. But I find this person very, very interesting. And something about this person that really intrigues me is this person has the ability, in my opinion, to be very, very public, but at the same time, very private. So I wanted to delve off into this chart of this person just to find out what kind of person that this person really is underneath. The person that I've chosen to highlight today is none other than Sean P. Diddy, Brother Love, whatever moniker he's going by here lately, Combs. Okay, so Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, I Am Love, Combs is who we're going to be talking about today. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's going on with him. Again, he has the ability to be very, very public, but at the same time, you really don't know what's going on with Sean Puff Daddy Combs. But I'm going to try to break it down a little bit, see where his energies are lying. And if he sees this video, hopefully it will be a help to him. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, Sean Combs, which was born on November the 4th, 1969. Unfortunately, I do not have a birth time for him. So with not having a birth time, the rising sign is going to be a little bit 50-50 until I can get a birth time. He was born in Harlem, New York. He is currently 52 years old, but he is fast approaching a birthday. So that makes him a Scorpio sun, a Capricorn moon, and possibly an Aquarius rising. Now, this Scorpio sun speaks to how he is very public, but at the same time, very private. I always say that Scorpios have the ability to they are the epitome of moving in silence. They're epitome of having a conversation with them and you feel like y'all are sharing information, going back and forth, and then you walk away from the conversation and you realize you never really actually got any type of tangible conversation or energy or information from Scorpio, but they were able to get everything out of you. So they are the masters of being able to, and I don't want to use the word manipulate. However, it is a good word because, but they have mastered the art of doing that. And so this is why Sean, to me, is somewhat of a mystery on who he is underneath. Now, he's a Capricorn moon. This speaks to his business savvy. If we know anything about Capricorn, it is all about business. And we can't say that Sean is not super successful. He is very smart. He's very motivated, very driven, all about taking the steps and making, he's very strategic in how he's done his career and how he's outlined his career. So this Capricorn moon speaks to his ability to strategize his career and stick with the plan. Okay. And he's an Aquarius rising. Now, he could be an Aquarius rising. Like I said, I don't have his birth time, so it makes the rising sign a little bit off. But if he's an Aquarius rising, he does, to me, have a quirky personality. And I always equate my Aquarius risings with having a quirky personality. They march to the beat of their own drummer. So he kind of embodies a little bit of that, but we're going to go with that. Now, I did my relationship calculations for Sean. And of course, this is where I go in and I calculate at what age I feel like something should happen with regards to the person's love life. And it could look like one of four scenarios, if not all these scenarios. Number one is if Sean is completely single, he's not romantically tied to anyone. This would be the time that someone possibly could walk into his life for a long term committed relationship. Scenario number two would be if Sean is in a relationship and the relationship is going well. This could look like the possibility for putting permanence on the relationship. So that could look like moving in together. That could look like getting engaged, possibly getting married, or deciding to commit to one another in a monogamous committed relationship. Number three would be if he was in a relationship and it's not going well. This would be energy around disruption in the relationship with the potential for a breakup. And scenario number four would be this would be the time where Sean would possibly start to think about getting serious about his relationship life, figuring out what he wants in a partner, figuring out what he wants his relationship to look like, and also working on himself and how he shows up in a relationship. The age in which I came up with that I feel like something should shift, transform, or change by way of his love life is actually the age of 53. So this is going to be his next birthday. So for the year of 53, we could possibly see some type of substantial change or transformation by way of his love life. Now, we can say that Sean is the consummate bachelor. Okay, no one has ever been able to tie him down in the sense of marriage or what we would consider a long-term committed relationship. So it is going to be interesting for me to watch him this coming year and see what happens and transpires in his love life. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him with that. Now, the theme of his birthday year. So from his birthday, November 2021 to his birthday, until November 2022, which is the age of 52, the theme of that year would have been for him, fifth house matters. And that would have looked like finding his joy. This is the house of joy, would have been highlighted for him. And in this house would include dating, romance, love affairs, casual sex. This would also be the area that governs our children, procreation, our creative projects, our creativity, but hobbies, physical activities. But this is an area that would have really put a spotlight on Sean finding his joy again, and finding the childlike joy again in himself. So he definitely was out there dating. I know he's tied to a young lady. She's in the City Girls, Young Miami. I don't know what the dynamics are with their relationship. That's for them to know, but I know he was romantically tied to her, and there may have been someone else or someone else's, who knows? But this would have been the area of his life that would have been a lot about his dating life, a lot about his children. This would have seen him possibly around his children having a lot of milestones and changes and things going on in their lives that he was a part of. So this was all about him finding his joy. Now, as we move to his next birthday, which is November coming up, from November 22 to November 23, the year of 53, the theme and the energy is going to shift, where in the forefront of his life is going to have everything to do with his health. Now, this could look like mental and physical health, the foods that he eats. This is also going to look like his work environment. So this would encompass your work environment, the people you work with, around, the people you work for or work under you. This will also look like pets and also service to others. And this is kind of like the petty argument house. Okay. So for Sean, when you turn 53, the year of 53 is all about getting your health together. And I would suggest that you be more proactive than reactive. So what we're going to look at is the changing of your diet, And I never like to put the word diet on it. I always like to say a lifestyle change around eating. This would look like you getting into an exercise routine for yourself. This would also look like really tapping into getting your mental health together. So this could possibly look like therapy or some sort, whatever therapy looks like for him. But this is all about getting healthy, mentally and physically. Now, I always want you to be proactive when we're dealing with astrology, because astrology sets up the opportunity for you to get ahead. But what it will do is, if Sean is neglectful of taking care of himself, this could set up for a health issue or a health concern to come up in an effort to get him to pay attention to his health. So hopefully he's on a more of the proactive track with this. But this is all about his mental and physical health, getting into some type of therapy, meditation, Reiki, whatever therapy looks like for him, or maybe traditional therapy. This will also be a good time for him to look into holistic methods of healing itself. Now, this is also the area that governs our food. So this could be a total change in how he eats. So this could look like eliminating certain foods from his diet. This could definitely look like paying attention to his body and how it reacts to certain foods. With him being in his 50s now, this will definitely look like some of the things that we could eat before. You may find out or discover or realize you can't eat those anymore, and now we have to eliminate those. This may have him thinking about just redoing the way he eats, becoming a vegetarian, a vegan, a pescatarian, whatever it looks like for him, a change in how he eats, and it's more of a lifestyle change. Now, with regards to his work environment is going to get very busy. Not that it's already not busy, but it may get a little bit more busy and a lot more stressful, and a lot more demanding. So this is where this mental health and physical health becomes very important, because with the energy around his work life changing and getting more demanding, sometimes that can weigh on our mental health, and it can actually show up in our physical health. So this could be changes in the people that he works with. So this could actually look like Sean doing an overhaul of the people that he works with. Um, I am not a mogul, so I don't know how this works. So this could look like a change in the team that he has around him. Maybe people are leaving, or maybe he's deciding it's time to cut ties with certain business people or people that he works with or people that work for him. But there could be a change in the area of his work environment and how he does his work. Maybe he's deciding that, his work has been too stressful and he now wants to get to a more structured work environment. Maybe he decides that I'm not going to work as hard as I used to, and I'm not going to give as many hours as I normally give to work, and I'm going to put myself on somewhat of a schedule so I know that I'm going to give X amount of hours per week to work, and that the other time is going to be for family, and it's going to be for relaxation. So maybe a restructuring like that. This will also be energy around the potential for him to decide to get a new pet. I don't know what the pet situation is in his home. I don't know. Maybe he decides to get a new pet, or maybe there's some attention or energy around a current pet that he has. And this is also service to others. So he could definitely be doing a lot of volunteer work. And I'm sure he already does that, but taking more of a more charitable role, volunteer work. And also with service to others, this could look like someone maybe close to him needs his attention more, needs his assistance more, needs help in some area of their life, maybe financially, maybe someone in close to him has a health issue that he has to step in and help someone, whatever that looks like for him. Service to others will come up. Okay, so that's going to be the theme coming up for him for the year of 53. Now, let's break down what is the current transits that are going on for him and where he can expect to have some positive energy, and then where he can expect to have some challenges that may require a little bit of work and a little bit of his attention. First thing we're going to talk about is his second house of earned income. This is the area where how we earn our money. The second house is also about our value system, what we place value on. It's also the area that governs our material possessions, our priorities, our habits, and our work ethic. Now, transiting right now, going through this house, is Jupiter. And I say in all my videos, two of my favorite planets that I love to transit the second house are Jupiter and Venus, because both of those are considered the benefic planets of the zodiac. And Jupiter is considered the biggest benefic planet. So we know when Jupiter comes through a house, it's there to expand it. It's there to grow it. It's there to bring it opportunity, expansion, growth, wisdom, and healing. We love to see Jupiter coming because we know there's a big blessing at the end of this. And he has Jupiter there. And typically Jupiter stays in the house for about a year and a half. So he does have a considerable amount of time left, at least a year left. And he's had this in his second house for a while. This is opportunity to make money. It is what it is. I mean, when I talk about the second house, it's just plain. I mean, this is one of the more simpler houses to explain. It's all about making money. It's all about capitalizing on the energy and the energy that comes from Jupiter with expansion and growth. So this could be money making opportunities, more business opportunities coming his way, the opportunity to grow his wealth. Now, this is also the area that governs our value system and what we place a value on. Now, with Jupiter being there, even though this is a planet of big blessings, growth, and expansion, it is also the planet of wisdom and healing. So this could be a time where Sean starts to really get mature about the value he places on money, the value he places on material possessions. And a lot of times, this could look like him deciding that he may want to start to detach away from that. Sometimes when we have unhealthy relationships with money and possessions, we don't realize it. We don't realize how much worth and value we place on it. A lot of times with our self-worth, we start to equate our self-worth with the things that we have. So this may be a time that Sean starts to look at, yes, I have all this massive wealth, I have all these things, but do I have an unhealthy relationship with it? Am I tying my self-worth to what I have and what I can earn? And another thing that could possibly come up for him is questioning how he earns his money, wanting to earn money in a way that helps others. Am I, being a benefit or a blessing to other people? I want to earn money in a way that has integrity, and I want to earn money in a way that I feel like that I am giving something to the world, that I am providing a service, or I'm providing a need of some sort that actually benefits others. Could come up for him with this energy around Jupiter in the second house. This is wonderful and great for him to start to detach from any type of unhealthy attachments that he places on money, especially if it has to do with his self-esteem. And this is also the area that governs material possessions. So this could also look like him, again, pulling away from or releasing any type of hold that things or material possessions have over him and how he sees himself. Okay. Now, the other energy that is in this same second house, and it's going to be there for a very long time, and it really kind of just got there probably in the last year, is the planet Neptune. Now, the planet Neptune is the planet of our imagination, spirituality. It's the planet of compassion. It's also the planet of a little bit of confusion and delusion, and seeing things the way we would like to see them as opposed to what they really are. And when Neptune goes through a second house, the earned income house, one of the primary things you have to be cautious about is scams. Now, I know people are probably saying, oh, come on now, Sean Combs couldn't be scammed. Anybody can be scammed, honey. Anybody can be scammed. So he has to be careful with going into business with or tying himself to anyone that is coming to him with get rich quick schemes or opportunities to make money that seem too good to be true, or just tying himself to business deals that just don't seem to have all the details worked out. Okay. So he has to be mindful of that. Another energy he has to be mindful of, and I have to tell you that this is going to be for like in the next 14 years, because it takes Neptune about 14 years to go through a house. Another energy he has to be careful with is being mindful of where his money is going. Now, with him being a Scorpio sun and a Capricorn moon, I'm very sure he's on top of every dollar. However, he needs to be careful with whom he's entrusting with his money, his material possessions, his assets, things of that nature. He needs to, if I were to suggest anything, I don't know if he does this, he probably does. He probably needs to get an outside auditing team to go over his finances and to make sure that there is not any unscrupulous type energy or activity going on with regards to who is involved in his money and who has authority or things of that nature to move his money around. I just want him to be very, very cautious about getting involved with business deals that just don't make sense, or the details are not ironed out, or if he just goes on his gut. Scorpios are highly intuitive. Going on his gut when he feels like, this sounds good, but I think I'm going to pass because something is telling me I don't want to get involved with this. Okay. And this is also the energy of money that he gives out. He's probably not going to get back. And I don't know how he handles being benevolent or doing loans or giving away money. And just know that any money that goes out to other people with the intention of it coming back, it might not come back. So he wants to be really, really careful around his money. Okay. I'm just saying. Another thing we're going to talk about is this Saturn in his first house. Now, Saturn is the planet of discipline. It's the planet of duty, responsibility, delay. It's the planet of growth, maturity, and putting down a foundation. Now, when Saturn goes through a house, Saturn wants to come in and see if this area of your life is foundationally sound. It wants to come in and make sure this area of your life is working at its best. And this Saturn typically stays in the house for 2.5 years. He's had a few months of this, so he may be feeling this now, but it's in his first house. And the first house is all about our physical body. It's about how we show up, our physical self, our appearance, and the first impression that we give when we encounter people. This is how people experience us. When we get Saturn in the first house, one of the things it can do is it can make a person look older. It can age you. And this is why I'm stressing to him he needs to start taking really, really good care and paying more attention to his physical health. Because with Saturn in the first house, this definitely can weigh on your well-being. And it can sometimes set up health situations. It can make you feel more tired. It can make you feel more worn down, and it could definitely age you. So again, this is 2.5 years of this energy. So it's very important that he gets a lot of rest, a lot of sleep, and pays a lot of attention to his physical body. But what it also does is it comes into mature us. Now, I know you're saying that this is a 50-something-year-old man. We're probably mature. No, we're always growing and evolving. So this is going to be changes around who he is on a deep level. This will have him thinking more maturely. This will have him thinking about making some long-term personal goals for himself. He may decide that the goals that he placed for himself for the next 10, 15 years, maybe those are not things that he wants to pursue. Maybe he starts to change up his personal goals that lean more into a more mature way for him, or a mature type of goal that he wants for himself. This could change up his style. He decides that he's going to dress a different way. But this will definitely change up the energy and how people encounter him. They're going to see a more mature, maybe serious type of Sean. This could definitely put him in the space of thinking about his mortality. He's 50-something years old. You know, how he sees his legacy, what he's known for, how he wants to be remembered once he has transitioned over. I know that sounds a little bit morbid, but it definitely could put those types of ideas in your life. And what are you setting up as your legacy? That is the big deal when it comes to Saturn in the first house, what is your legacy? What are you, when you leave this earth, what are you going to be known for? What do you want to be known for? And it's going to be a part of his life for the next couple of years. Okay? Now, let's talk about this Pluto that he has transiting his 12th house. Pluto is another energy that is a slow moving energy. And sometimes with the slow moving energies, we don't feel them as much as the faster moving planets, but they are very, very impactful because the slower moving energies is all about slow transformation. And this definitely has been in his house for several years. Now, Pluto can take anywhere from 14 to 30 years to go through a house. It's been there for a substantial number of years, and it has quite a long time to go. And it's currently in retrograde. And the 12th house is all about the hidden parts of us. This is the house of secrets. This is the house of endings. This is the house of closure. This is the house where we hold our personal traumas. This is also the house of healing. And it is the house of specialized populations, hospitals, rehab centers, prisons, spaces of confinement, and spaces of confinement in the mind. So with Pluto being there, Pluto is a planet of transformation, evolution, death and rebirth, literally and figuratively. It's the planet of control. It's the planet of abuse. It's a heavy, heavy type of energy. And with it going through the 12th house, I would not be surprised if over the last several years, Sean has been going through a transformation on a deep psychological level. Now, with it going in retrograde, I'm almost certain that things that he is held on to, things that he's repressed, could be coming up in a way that maybe he thought he dealt with the situation. Maybe he thought he dealt with the hurt or he dealt with the trauma of whatever these experiences were. But when in fact, he never really dealt with them. He just suppressed them and pushed them down. And we're in a period of when the retrogrades come, they bring back things from the past. So he may be going through a period of dealing with repressed memories, repressed experiences, repressed traumas, and they're coming up, and he's trying to figure out why are these things coming back up, but they're coming up in a way for you to finally heal from them. This is a time of healing for him. This is a transformative time. And with that Saturn in the first house, this goes hand in hand and us a rebirth of a different Sean. Okay. The death of Sean as he is, not the literal death of it, but, and figurative death of Sean, who he is, and the rebirth of a different Sean, a more mature Sean, a Sean that's maybe more thoughtful, maybe a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more vulnerable. Okay. I'm wondering if he's had an issue with being vulnerable. So maybe this is where, this rebirth and him working on being vulnerable, being open, where people can feel like they can really get to know who he is on a deep, deep psychological level. Okay. So that's what that Pluto is doing. He also has Uranus transiting his third house. Uranus stays in a house for about 7 years. Uranus is the planet of reform, revolution. It's the planet of disruption. So when Uranus comes through a house, Uranus is like, I don't want to do things like we've been doing them. I want to disrupt this area of your life because I want to do things differently, and I want to do it in a more innovative type of way. Now, Uranus is in retrograde too. So most of our planets are in retrograde. He's had this in the third house, which is the third house is the house of communication. This is how we communicate. This is how we speak. This is how we learn. This is how we process information. This is the house of our siblings, our cousins, our neighbors, our extended family, our neighborhood. This is our early educational foundation. So like kindergarten through high school, and our neighbors and our neighborhood is here. So with Uranus going there, Uranus wants to disrupt this area of our life. So for about 7 years, which that's how long it takes to transit, and it's been there in his third house for a while. This could have looked like, also I missed this. Uranus is also the planet of, the third house is also the house of the media, but it's smaller media projects, maybe like television, cable, things like Netflix, Hulu. This is also about publications like the newspaper. This could be books, things of that nature. Uranus is going through there. So it's been there for a substantial amount of time. He has maybe about 3 or 4 more years of Uranus energy. And accompanied with that, he has a North Node there. And the North Node transits for about a year and a half. The North Node is all about new beginnings. The North Node is all about going towards our destiny. So for me, with it being there with Uranus and they're conjuncting because they're right up next to each other, this could look like opportunities for media type projects for him. So this could definitely look like him doing television shows, cable type deals. This could look like him writing a book, doing publications of some sort. This definitely could look like a lot of interviews, a lot of him doing a lot of television, a lot of talking. I'm wondering if Sean is going to get the opportunity to teach in some way, because in the third house, this is teaching opportunities. So I'm wondering if he is going to be doing some type of lectures, if he's going to be asked to do a lot of speaking engagements. To be honest with you, he would do well teaching. Okay. So if he's watching this video, he may want to lean into that energy for the next few years and start thinking about teaching opportunities, whether that's he's being invited to speak somewhere or teach somewhere, or if he develops some type of maybe online presence or something that he mentors or he teaches something in some way. He may be doing a book, writing a book. So he has a message in here. And I think he's ready to speak about. Let me tell you, Sean has a lot of wisdom. He has a lot of wisdom. He has a lot of knowledge. And I think this energy around him is all about sharing that with the public. So I really think he's going to be teaching in some way. I really, really do. Okay. But it's definitely opportunities around media type projects, but smaller in media type projects. So I'm excited to see where he goes with that. Now, this could look like changes in his neighborhood. And I don't really know anything about him. But this could look like a quick short distance move. Maybe there's changes around his neighborhood, or maybe he's changing neighborhoods. And when I always talk about the third house and a move, it is not a big move. It is generally a move that keeps you in the same vicinity that you currently move in, something to that effect. I don't think he has any siblings, but this could look like, a reconnection of some sort with his extended family, or maybe it's someone that is like a sibling to him. But I think I'm really leaning into media projects for him, and I'm really leaning into this teaching thing. I just see it, and energetically, I just see him teaching in some way. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. The next thing we're going to talk about, and I typically don't talk about this planet because this is one of the planets that moves really quickly, but because we're about to go into a extended phase of this planet, I'm going to talk about it. It's Mars. And Mars is currently going through his fourth house. Now, Mars typically stays in the house 30 to 60 days, and I normally don't include this in the reading, but Mars is about to do something that's actually going to keep it in this particular area of his chart for 7 months, at least until March 2023. It's in his fourth house. So the fourth house governs our family. The fourth house governs our actual home that we live in, real estate. This is the planet of feminine energy. I don't like to put a gender on it, but I say feminine energy, but this is also the house of our mother and the prominent women in our life and our emotional foundation. Mars is the planet of aggression, action, competition, passion, aggressiveness. It's also the planet of combat, arguments, physical altercations, and it governs fire. Okay. It also governs electricity and accidents. Okay. So this is what I would say to him. Until from now until March 2023, he needs to be careful, number one, with accidents in his home. So he needs to be really, really mindful of the potential for accidents in the home. He needs to be careful also with the potential for fire and electrical issues in his home. I'm just going to tell you that because when you have Mars going through the fourth house, that's some of the things that you can encounter. So being careful with um, electricity, your wiring, being careful with fires in the home for the potential for that, and accidents. Now, this could also look like petty arguments or arguments within the family because this is the house of family. So arguments within the family, dynamics like that. He needs to be very mindful of his interactions with women, particularly the women in his family. There just may be a lot of aggression, a lot of potential for arguing or misinterpreting things. Just being mindful of how you're engaging with the family could come up, and just be careful with that. But this could also put him in an area of being kind of like very stressed out. I'm wonder if he's not sleeping well. This definitely could be affecting his sleep or his rest. Um, which we all know if we don't get enough sleep and rest, we are not at our best and we are kind of not in the best mood. So just being mindful of how he's talking or encountering with people, particularly with women, particularly with the women in his family, and just being mindful of the physical space around him and being careful. And sometimes this could put a little energy of having to move really, really quickly, or a sudden move coming up of some sort. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. And again, that's about a 7-month window. And so that'll be until about March 2023. Okay. We did the North Node and the South Node. The South Node is transiting his ninth house. Um, Long distance travel, educational pursuits, higher education, the law, our religious beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, cross cultures, and foreigners. The South Node transiting a house is all about releasing, all about acknowledging, all about the changing of things, the letting go of things. So this could definitely look like for Sean, with it being in this area of his life, this could definitely look like him releasing certain beliefs that he's had possibly for his entire life. His belief system on how he sees the world, his belief system on what he believes in on a very deep down psychological level. This could also look like from him embracing a new form of spirituality. Um, because this is the ninth house, this is the house of that governs religion and spirituality, which are two different things. Religion is the doctrine, but spirituality is the connection with the higher power or the higher self. So this could actually look like him releasing any outdated beliefs that he has around religion or spirituality and embracing something new in that area. This definitely is about a spiritual awakening. Okay. So just in a nutshell, this is a spiritual awakening and a letting go of outdated beliefs around religion, and adopting a more spiritual life could be what he's going through. Now, because it's the law, this could definitely bring up a legal situation from the past. So, because it stays for about a year and a half, he definitely has another year of this. So this could look like legal situations, lawsuits, or things that have to do with legal type proceedings could come back up for him. Or he could be filing some type of legal proceeding or something to that effect. Could come around for him. And this is also great for him returning to school and educating himself. Now, because this is higher education, we always think about, in this particular area, higher education like our bachelor's or our master's, or a doctorate or something to that effect. But this is, educating ourselves on different cultures and different things around the world, and in a broader sense. But I'm wondering if he's thinking about, because I don't know. I think I read something years ago that he dropped out of college and he didn't finish his degree. Maybe this is him deciding that he wants to return to college. I don't know if he's already done that. Return to college and finish up his degree. Or if he's already done that, maybe he's thinking about either returning to school for another degree or a higher level of education for his current degree. Whatever it is, it'll be great for him. So I think that's it. In a nutshell, I can't wait to see what happens with his love life, because there should be something changing with regards to his love life for this coming year. He just needs to be careful with his money. I would again suggest that he have an independent audit done on his finances to see if everything's on the up and up. Be mindful of getting into business deals that just don't seem right, shady business deals. He has a great opportunity to make a lot more money with this Jupiter in the second house. Get into therapy, take care of his health. And I can't wait to see what this teaching thing is that keeps popping up here in his chart. We may see Professor Combs at the local college near you teaching a course of some sort. And again, that short window of 7 months, just be mindful of accidents, fires, electrical issues, and arguments in his family. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this reading on Sean Combs. If you're interested in your own personal reading, please, well, you can't visit my website right now because it is down for maintenance, but however, you can email me at melaningoddesslife@yahoo.com. If you're interested in a personal reading, please follow me on all my social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and most importantly here on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to grow my channel. I got into the 700s. I would like to have at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help to do that. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the reading and you have a great day. Bye-bye.